Hello friends, this is Dr. Gaurav Kumar and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Learn Microbiology. If you are new to this channel, I request you to please subscribe to our channel so that we can bring up more content to you. In this video, we will be talking about Klebsiella pneumonia, and during this we will be discuss about various aspects of Klebsiella pneumonia such as its morphology, cultural characteristics, antigenic structures, pathogenesis, diagnosis and treatment. So let's begin the video. Coming to the introduction, the genus Klebsiella was named after the German bacteriologist Edwin Kleb, and from his name only the genera Klebsiella was named. It naturally occurs in the soil and about 30% of the strain can fix nitrogen in anaerobic conditions. As a free-living diazotrope, its nitrogen fixation system has been much studied and is of agriculture interest, as Klebsiella pneumonia has been demonstrated to increase crop yield in agriculture condition. In simple words, we can say it can be used as a nitrogen fixing microorganism and can be used as a biofertilizer. Klebsiella pneumonia is found in the normal flora of the mouth, skin and intestine. It can cause destructive changes to the human and animal lungs and may result in the bloody sputum. In recent years, Klebsiella pneumonia species have become important pathogen in nosocomial infections. Coming to the morphology of this, Klebsiella pneumonia is a gram-negative, non-motile, encapsulated, rod-shaped bacteria. Its length is approximately 3 micrometers while the width is around 0.5 micrometers. You can see from the images, the first image is of gram staining where you can see it's a gram-negative rod-shaped bacteria. The second image is of its electron microscopy where again you can see the ultrastructure with more clarity, and in the third image you can see the presence of capsule around the cells. Coming to the antigenic structure, Klebsiella is having multiple type of antigenic structures, like it is having LPS, lipopolysaccharide layer, based on which it can be divided into 8 serotypes. It is having capsule, and based on capsular polysaccharide, Klebsiella is divided into 77 serotypes. It is also producing siderophores and various type of adhesive factors like type 1 pili, type 3 pili, KPF28 fimbriae, CF29K, and non-fimbrial aggregative adhesion factors. Like that, Klebsiella is having multiple antigenic factors which help it to cause disease in humans. Transmission. Klebsiella infection can be transmitted to humans by respiratory tract, by ventilators, which causes pneumonia, through blood by sharp materials and cause an infection in the bloodstream. It can also reach to urinary tract by the catheters and causes UTIs. Please remember, although Klebsiella can reach to respiratory system, but it does not spread by air. It will enter into respiratory tract only through the direct contact. Pathogenesis and clinical features. Klebsiella pneumonia infection are prominent in individuals who have diabetes or who suffers from alcoholism due to the weakened immune system. Klebsiella pneumonia is present in respiratory tract and feces of about 5% of the normal individuals. It causes a small proportion, that is approximately 1% cases of bacterial pneumonia. Klebsiella pneumonia can produce extensive hemorrhagic necrotizing consolidation of the lungs. Symptoms associated include sudden onset of high fever, jelly-like sputum, shortness of breath and coughing. If introduced into the bloodstream, Klebsiella pneumonia has the capability of causing meningitis, which affects the central nervous system. Symptoms include sharp head pain, nausea, dizziness and impaired memory. It produced urinary tract infection alongside bacteremia. An alarming issue and even a more common infection originating from Klebsiella pneumonia are nosocomial infection, which you can also call as hospital acquired infections. Laboratory diagnosis. So for this we can collect sputum sample in case of respiratory infection. In case of UTIs, the urine sample will be collected. In case of pyogenic infection, pus sample can be collected, and in case of central nervous system infections, CSF sample, that is cerebrospinal fluid sample, is collected. Direct microscopy. In this, the sample is smeared on the glass slide and gram stained. Following that, the microscopy may show the presence of gram-negative rod-shaped bacteria. Culture. Klebsiella pneumonia is a facultative anaerobic organism and grows well at 37 degrees centigrade. Sample will be inoculated into McConkey agar, where it will produce pink mucoid colonies of 3 to 4 millimeter in diameter, as you can see in the image. On blood agar, it produces white mucoid colony of 3 to 4 millimeters with gamma hemolysis or no hemolysis. So once we have the colonies, we can go for gram staining, where we can see the presence of gram-negative rods, and in capsule staining we will see the presence of capsule against around the cells. But following this, sample can be used for doing various biochemical tests such as catalase, triple sugar iron agar test, indole, MR, urease, Voges-Praskas, Simon citrate, and H2S production. Based on these results, we can characterize whether the organism is Klebsiella pneumonia or something else. So treatment. Drugs like aminoglycosides, polymyxin, tetracycline, fosomycin, tamifluline can be used for the treatment of Klebsiella pneumonia infection. So that's all related to Klebsiella pneumonia. I hope you might have liked this information. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe our channel. If you have any queries, you can write in the comment box. I'll try to answer them. Thank you.